completed staff well-being survey. So you had your staff complete surveys. What I'm going to show you right now is the regional report that includes all school districts together to show what we learned through all who participated in that survey. You will have your own district level report. So, and there will be a couple little nuancy things that separate the distinction between the regional report and the district level report. But I just wanted to go through this to share what we learned and also orient you to how to read this survey. And then I'll try to do this fairly quickly so we have as much time as possible for you to dig in on your own district level results. Firing in. Okay, the first page is the cover page. We'll move on. Second page, you can see it has a little bit of background up front, information about the completion. All in all, we had 1,342 people complete this survey, which is so impressive. Again, I want to thank all of you for your efforts in getting it out in front of your staff. The report itself is broken into 4 sections, which has clarifies who participated in the survey, has some information on school personnel well-being, what school staff think about well-being strategies that we have up for grabs. And then also we have teachers' perspectives on family engagement. I'll talk a little bit about each of those. The first page, participation on the survey. This orange bar is showing the number of people that completed the survey next to the total number that we have determined to be eligible for the survey based on information we got from school districts. So all in all, we had 2,100 people eligible for the survey and 1,300 completed it, which is about 63% of the population, which is so impressive. Again, thank you for all you've done to get it out in front of people. This page also has some demographic breakdowns of who participated in the study or in the survey. This next page shows a breakdown of roles. So you can see these warmer colors are non-teachers and the breakdown of non-teacher participants in the survey. To the right, we have this big kind of tealish color is teachers. And then we can also see the breakdown of what different kinds of teachers that completed the survey in that outer ring there. And you'll have one of these for your school district level report as well. Okay, that's section 1. Section 2, Carl, just let me know if you see questions popping up in the chat or if anyone has a concern or if you have anything to add. Section 2 is about the well-being of school personnel. This graph is read the same way as your student well-being report, where people were asked questions and asked how often they experienced those different kinds of things in the school, and those questions were mapped to school connectedness and efficacy in school role. I'll show you how in just a moment, resulting in a score where the bottom of our scale is 4. A 4 would be every participant in the sample selecting almost never, and a 16 would be every participant in the sample selecting almost always for every item belonging to a given construct. And again, 10 is our midpoint. So hopefully this is feeling a little familiar. And then this is real data here. So we can see that people are experiencing efficacy in school role more often than they're experiencing school connectedness. That overall well-being is bringing those 2 scores together to create kind of an average. This next page, I know many of you brought up questions about the constructs or the questions that actually comprise the constructs we're looking at here. So in this iteration, we've just included that information right in the survey and showing you the breakdown on those different questions within this report. So here I'm showing you school connectedness and efficacy in school role and the statements that comprise each of those constructs, and then the options, the percentage of people that selected each of the options corresponding to each statement. So you can see here that for the statement, I feel like I belong at this school, 56% of respondents selected almost always. So that gives you a sense of how to read this graph. People are experiencing care a little less frequently than some of the other items in this, in school connectedness, and they're experiencing experiencing this statement, I have accomplished a lot in my school role, a little less often than other options. This graph on the bottom uses the same scale as the one I showed you on the previous page. And what this one does is shows how the overall well-being scores for different roles within the school district. Again, this is bringing everybody together. So you can see here the highest overall well-being is being experienced by administrative assistants and secretaries. And the lowest is being experienced by custodial, maintenance staff, and IT staff. So this just gives you another sense about how different roles are experiencing well-being in our school and can inform your approach at your own school district to ensure who we're attending to in the initiatives that we're bringing forward to ensure that we're promoting well-being for everybody who works in our schools. Moving on to section 3. This page should be pretty familiar from the youth well-being report. Again, it's a stacked horizontal bar that shows the percentage of respondents selecting each option. And again, we were rating, if you remember completing the survey, you rated the importance to which, or the extent to which you thought each of the strategies we put in front of you was important for promoting staff well-being. And here are the results. As you can see, this is the real data for all districts. You'll have this for just people at your own school district. As you can see, recognizing, celebrating, and showing appreciation for school staff rose above all the other items in terms of importance, with 52% of people selecting this as one of the most important items. Also, providing classroom support to teachers rose up. One thing I thought was interesting in digging in a little further on this data was that it wasn't just teachers asking for classroom support for themselves. It was across the board, people were asking for classroom support for teachers, which I thought was cool. I won't go through the other options, but you'll have this regional report available to see where people were at in the region, and also where your school district was at, and you may want to make some comparisons there to see how your school district is unique or complements that data. The fourth and final section is on family engagement. So this may feel like it's a little out of left field, but part of our partnership and where we're going to be moving into in the coming years is helping to support school districts with family partnership and family engagement. So part of the survey that was completed at the school district had a set of questions that was just completed by teachers. And these items are kind of the core items that we've identified based on Carl Alecki and Ellie Maris's digging into the literature to determine what is important for engaging families. So that's where these items came from. And what the way to read this is we listed statements and then teachers indicated the extent to which they agreed with each statement. And so that's what you're seeing as things flow down here. We've got 3 major categories: communication, relationship building, and academic partnership. You can see just off the cuff that regionally, we're doing better on relationship building. People have more agreement with those statements, a little bit less agreement with statements related to academic partnership, and then communication being a little bit somewhere between the two. And again, you'll see how this played out at your school district specifically. And then one other kind of construct area with this is teacher efficacy for family engagement. You'll see really we have pretty strong agreement with many of these statements, except this last one, which related to sufficient dedicated time in my workday for family engagement activities. We saw stronger disagreement there. Okay, they did it. That's the long and short of what we have in student level or district level reports. One thing you'll also have in yours that's not reflected in this is a series of comments. There was an open-ended prompt in the survey, and folks were able to just share their ideas about promoting well-being for staff in that. So we've included those comments in your district